Zack Snyder's Justice League has got a new villain involved, and it's Jared Leto's The Joker. Welcome to another edition of Saturday Movie Show, my Saturday Movie Show, the show where I discuss the most recent news of the week in the world of movies. Hey, my name is AP, and thank you for joining me for this edition of the show. And we got some really cool news to talk about, as I said in the intro. Jared Leto's Joker is set to return to the Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, in the 4 episodes that will be released on HBO Max next year in 2021. So this is huge news because really now we've got a ton of villains involved in this, and basically he's going to be coming back, Jared Leto, and he's going to be reshooting new scenes. This is not unused footage from Suicide Squad. This is totally new scenes, and we're going to see new parts of what his Joker should be, really. Because for me personally, I don't think his Joker was great. I don't think we really seen enough of his Joker to really justify it being a Joker, in all honesty. Because you look back, we had like Jack Nicholson's Joker, we have Heath Ledger's Joker, two of the main Jokers for me personally. And Jared Leto was then recast in the first Joker, really, after Heath Ledger's fantastic performance in The Dark Knight. And, he'd just come off the back of Dallas Buyers Club. He got like Best Supporting Actor, won the Oscar for that. And people really expected a lot from him playing the Joker. And it was really hyped up. And, it's an iconic role to play the Joker. And a lot of people were just, I suppose, a bit deflated by his performance as the Joker. And that was myself included. When we seen the performance, I think that whole film was just a bit of a mismatch, and it didn't really work out, the Suicide Squad. And I think really his Joker could have been a lot better, and I don't think it's him as a performer, because I think he is a fantastic performer, but I think it just wasn't, the role in that movie wasn't right for the Joker. So really, this is a second chance, a second coming, and we don't know yet, as of yet, whether this is going to be sort of his character being reintroduced into the story, into the timeline that it is, into present day, or we don't know whether we're going to see sort of like a past version of himself. So it could be sort of having like a reminiscent moment of Ben Affleck and his Joker years before any of the events of the Justice League. So it'd be interesting to see the way they work it in, because this film now has got a ton of villains involved in it, and I'm going to get to a few more of the villains later on in the show today. But I think it'll be interesting to see how they work it in. What I would personally like to see is maybe a bit more, as I said, before Suicide Squad, before Justice League. I want to see the years before, glimpses of what was between the Joker and the Batman in Gotham City, and what did Joker do to him? What really sort of like crippled Ben Affleck's confidence as Bruce Wayne? Because Bruce Wayne looks like a damaged human in Batman vs Superman. He looks damaged. He's obviously haunted by a lot of things in his past, and it's quite obvious that the Joker was very much involved in sort of all the villainy and all the bad things that have happened to Batman. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I would love to see, more of a comic booky version of the Joker from Jared Leto. I think he's a great performer, but I don't want to see. I didn't really care for like this sort of like gangster. I know the Joker deep down is kind of like a gangster. He's a gangster who's just a crazy gangster who's got the remarkable scary laugh, and he's just playing jokes, but sadistic jokes on people. But I want to see more similar to, I suppose, like Jack Nicholson's Joker, a bit more like a old school gangster rather than like a thuggish gangster. What I felt we got more so, the whole like tattooed, like new modern gangster tropes he was sort of playing along with in the Suicide Squad. So I want to see more like sort of like more jokery, cartoonish Joker within the Justice League, and I think it would be great to see, as I said, the early days of his rivalry with Batman and with Ben Affleck's Batman, because he's returning as well. It's gonna be cool to see. We're getting a lot of the cast coming back, the reshooting stuff. So we're gonna potentially see fresh stories, fresh build-ups within this movie. And I don't think, well, within this 4-part series, it's going to be 4 1-hour episodes, the Justice League. And they've announced also that then they are going to cut it all into a 4-hour movie as well. So you've got the option if you want to watch it as a series or if you want to watch it as a movie version as well. So it will be interesting to see, and I'm very intrigued now to see what they do with the Joker, because I did not expect the Joker character to return in any capacity within this timeline or with any. I don't think I could have seen Jared Leto's Joker returning at all. In all honesty, with them doing the new Batman spin-offs now, the new with Robert Pattinson, I didn't think there was any room for a Jared Leto Joker, but lo and behold, he has returned, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. You can find out more about his return. I got this from the article on ScreenRant.com. They've got an article there talking about this, and they've got a few more articles which I'm going to discuss furthermore. But I'm going to cut to a coffee break as always, because as I always say on the Saturday movie show, there's no cutting, there's just drinking coffee. That's all there is. So today I've got my black coffee as always, and it is delightful. I got it in my favourite cup, my I Am Your Father Star Wars cup, Darth Vader. Just got to wipe my nose. Wet nose. You got they always say if you got a wet nose, you're healthy like a dog. So I've got a wet nose. I'm healthy like a dog. I must be healthy. That's good. That's a good sign. So let's discuss more about the Justice League. So as I said, on Screen Rant, they have a few articles in regards to the Joker return of Jared Leto. They also had an article this week announcing the return of Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke. So his character Deathstroke was in the post-credit scene of the original Justice League movie. And it was a scene that had Lex Luthor on a boat, and he's teasing the Legion of Doom, starting a team of their own. And I thought, that this would be really good. And for months after that, and probably a year or two after that, Ben Affleck was originally set to star in this new Batman movie, The Batman. It wasn't going to be Robert Pattinson. He was going to direct it and star in the movie. And that circulated for about a year or two. And at the point I was reading a lot of online was rumoured to be the villain was going to be Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke. And that was sort of like a big part of why they introduced him within the Justice League post-credits scene. So it was like, a big bit of a teaser to what is to come. And I personally was very excited for this. But, time went on and we didn't get to see any movement with the Ben Affleck Batman movie, and then he dropped out of it. He sort of hanged up the cowl and passed it on to Robert Pattinson, and his movie franchise is obviously filming now in the UK and in the US as well, and I'm really excited for that. But with that being then, Deathstroke, his character Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, has kind of been left to one side, and it's not been announced that anything would be happening until this week, where we get the news that he is going to be returning to reshoot scenes as well, new scenes for Justice League, the Zack Snyder Cut series. So this is intriguing because, as I said, we've got the Joker returning. We've got Lex Luthor. Jesse Eisenberg's Joker is going to be Lex Luthor is going to be returning. Jesse Eisenberg. Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke is going to be in it. We're going to have Darkseid. We're going to have Steppenwolf as well. So we got a ton of villains included in the Justice League. Now, from the initial trailer of the Justice League, it's obviously setting up a very similar path to the movie in a way, but it's setting up, rather than it being like Steppenwolf as the main villain, it's going to be Darkseid. He's going to be the main guy within this movie. So, where does Joker, Justice League, Joker, Lex Luthor, and Deathstroke fit into all of this? I think what we're going to see is, like I said, I think with the Joker we're going to see potentially, what I would like to see anyway, is past scenes of his rivalry with the Batman. What I'd like to see with Lex Luthor and Deathstroke is, we got that tease at the end of the movie, but we need to see that at the start of this series. See Lex Luthor and Deathstroke meeting up, saying they want to start team together, and then we could potentially see sort of Deathstroke taking on Batman or taking on, Aquaman, and seeing a fight resolve. We need to see some sort of Legion of Doom versus Justice League, and I think it would be wise to do it earlier on and not involve them within the dark side plot of the story. I think having them as like an early villain within the series is like a villain for the team to sort of warm up on and have the training montages and having the training as a team on, and that could be against Deathstroke and Lex Luthor. And I think it would be very exciting. I think it would be very entertaining to watch. I think it's a story a lot of comic book fans would like to see on screen. And I think I enjoyed both of, Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. I enjoyed. I know some people didn't think it was great. I think it looks better now that he's got the shaved head. So if we have that and Deathstroke, I think Joe Manganiello's going to be awesome as Deathstroke. If we have something within that first episode or two, with them taking on them two, and maybe throwing the Joker, that would be intriguing. And as I said, it would warm up for then the big final battle against Darkseid and Steppenwolf. So I think if I was going to be making this movie, making this series, that is the way I would play it out. You have your main villain and you have your sub-main villains, and that would be the Legion of Doom of Lex Luthor and Deathstroke and whoever else joins the little legion of little villains in the Justice League movie series. So we've got that movie news to talk about today. We've, as I said, that is going to be coming out. The Justice League Zack Snyder Cut will be being released on HBO Max in early to mid 2021. I can't wait. I really can't wait for that movie. So for that series as well. Be intriguing as well to see what a lot of people want to watch, whether they want to see the movie version or the series version. Excuse me, I just wiped my nose. Sorry about that. So I think for me, I think I'll watch the series. I think I will watch the series because I don't know where I could watch a 4-hour movie. I think that is a bit too long for me to watch. I think I would be getting a bit fatigued by watching a 4-hour movie. So I think I'll watch the TV show, and then it's going to be great because they'll probably then release, a 4-hour cut on DVD and Blu-ray 4K. So it's great for physical media fans. I think we're probably going to see a few different releases within this movie series release. That's going to be cool. But I don't think I'll be watching a 4-hour movie. I don't think I can hack that. I think a 3-hour movie is big enough for me. 4 hours would be way too long. So I'm going to go for the series version, the 4 episodes, and hopefully it's going to be very enjoyable. I think it's going to be, I think it's a great idea. HBO Max, it launched, and to launch it with the announcement that you're going to be rebirthing the Zack Snyder's Justice League, what had been campaigned for months, for years, to have his version released, his director's cut. It's a major coup for HBO Max. I think they've really done well in sort of putting the money into, the reshoots and giving Zack Snyder the creative freedom to create the movies, create the series, the vision of what he wanted the Justice League to be. So I'm really happy about it. So it's going to be an awesome watching experience when it comes around. So next in the little bit secondary news coming from another article on Screen Rant I read today, it is No Time to Die, the new James Bond movie, which had been delayed several times this year. It's now been pushed forward to 2021, but there is a lot of rumours circulating from this article I've read that they are potentially going to be selling it to streaming services, and it's going to be skipping cinemas and movie theatre release altogether. This would be another hammer, another nail in the coffin. Not hammer in the coffin. Who throws just hammers in the coffin? No one does that. You get your nail and you smack your hammer into it. So it would be another nail in the coffin for the cinema industry and movie theatres. It wouldn't be great moving into 2021. There's a lot of uncertainty as it is at this moment for cinemas. A lot of cinema chains around the world either closing, doing like temporary closures, or they're just altogether shutting down. So I think to have a major movie like that going for streaming services is going to be hard for cinemas to pick up again. Because again, I mentioned this last week. Disney Plus now. Disney have said they're rebranding the company to go more in a direction of streaming and focus on streaming more so moving forward. So they sort of said it. They've said already. They've set that sort of the guidelines to what they're going to be doing as of next year because of what's going on in the world with the coronavirus. So for now, if this is going to happen with No Time to Die, say it goes to like Netflix or Amazon, again, it's just going to be a massive downfall for cinemas again. And it's where do you see cinemas recovering here? Can we see a rebirth of cinemas in a few years? Are they going to have a rebirth next summer when things calm down a bit? I think this is going to be the future. I think this is we are going to see it, and I think everyone's just sort of worry. It's like they're walking on mines at the moment. They don't want to sort of announce it. They don't want to. They're worried of walking over it in certain places in case they get like an explosion of bad publicity from people. This happened when they were delaying movies. When James Bond got delayed, and it was like the last one where they all said, and this was when cinemas were doing these temporary closures. They would say a lot of blame was going towards that movie, but it's not. The blame shouldn't be just towards that movie. The whole industry has had to change, and it's not anyone's fault per se. This was an unprecedented event in human history, the coronavirus pandemic. The world has changed. The world has completely changed as we know it. You can't go outside and say the world is what it was because it's not. It's a totally different world. We're going out. We're wearing masks every minute of the day. We can't go to cinemas. We can't go to certain places. We can't go bars. We can't go restaurants. Sometimes the world's changed, and the cinema industry, the way movies are being released, is changing as well. And it has to change because if it doesn't change now to the streaming services and releasing movies would never get released. Movies would never make any money. These big companies would never make any more movies. So it has to change in order for us to see more movies and to for our movie industry to continue really. And if movie theaters do fall in amidst all this, it's a casualty. It's a bad casualty, but the movie industry has to move on. It has to, as nasty as it sounds, it has to move on. They have to release more movies. It has to make more movies. They're in the movie industry. What do? They don't go start selling papers. They start making more movies. They've got to make the movies. They've got to make money on them and make more movies. So it's going to be intriguing to see what happens. I mean, this is all rumored at the moment, but I think if that happens, you're going to see tons and tons of big time movies, more big blockbuster movies being released on streaming. I think even as of last week with Disney announcing this, it's going to be the case. I think a lot more movies are going to go straight to streaming as of 2021. So I think it's just a waiting game. I think you're going to hear more and more about these movie big releases over the next coming weeks and months. They are going to go straight to streaming services. So just keep your eyes peeled and keep on watching videos. And I just want to say thank you for watching this video today. This is another edition of the Saturday Movie Show. I do promise that they will get longer. I mean, this is the third edition I've put together. They will get longer episodes, more and more so, when I make more and more each Saturday. And I'm sure the name will change eventually as well from the generic Saturday Movie Show name. But, stay with me. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more movie-related videos, please do give this one a like, subscribe to my channel, and check out the rest of my content. And if you want to support this channel as well, I have Amazon affiliate links below. If you click on them links and purchase something through them, I get a small percentage of the profit made from that sale. So it's all going to support the channel. And as I said, thank you very much for watching this video today. And I'd love to hear your verdict on the Justice League news that has been released this week. Are you excited to see the Joker's return to the Justice League and Deathstroke as well? And what do you make of all the streaming movie releases rumoured to be happening? I hope you have a lovely day. Thanks for watching.